Shalom, shalom. This is Kapaya, aka Pops out of GMS Chicago, with a brief sit down. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, the elder bishops out of Connecticut. I want to send double honors because they do rule well. For the brethren around the world, pushing truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, correctly breaking down the prophecies and the interaction with the people on the planet, declaring the interaction in the spiritual world and what's going to transpire here on the planet itself. I said, Hadi Shalom. But hopefully, like to hope this is edifying for the Akwat, the few, and the true that's listening sincerely and charity. Keep doing so. But for the squantum scoffing reprobate 2/3 Israelites, 17 other nations who are in the midst of Jacob's trouble, it's only going to get worse. Anyway, I looked at this, and things ain't always what it seems. Okay. And the reason I can say this from this is because I've experienced something similar to this in firsthand knowledge that uh um, you know, under the curses you don't always get a fair shake. And what I mean by that is this, okay? I'm gonna play this thing, but I'm gonna give you an incident that I had a few years back where a woman ran a stop sign, okay? She ran a stop sign and got T-boned by me, okay? By me. And I wind up being the one and wrong, even though I had no stop sign at the time. I had no stop sign that was there. Now, flip side, I go to court, I deal with this, I battle it, I fight it. During the pandemic and the whole deal, I wind up winning the case as far as what was brought to the charges against me. So since what was initially brought as the charge against me didn't stick, her running the stop sign, which was the first thing that should have been done and written up if the police officers had not been swayed by the so-called crowd that lived right down the street. Her mother lived right down the street and knew everybody that was up there on that corner, got them to say in the first place. So basically, this was a coercion of the witnesses that was there on the scene to make it put the blame on me when I wasn't the one that blamed. So anyway, but I wound up beating them charges and this, that, and the other. So anyway, the reason I say all that is because I'm going to read through this and then the obvious questions that should have been asked. And like I said, I understand this issue was so jacked up then and whatnot, but this is supposed to be objective reporting, but in actuality it's subjective. What we mean by that here at GMS is the fact that we understand that these people control the narrative, and a black male or a brown face has always got to be the person that's in the wrong or the bad guy in the incident. And what I mean by that is this. Let's look at this. I'm going to read some of this and then I'm going to let it play. A Rhode Island man is arrested after police said he body slammed a woman in an apparent case of road rage in Massachusetts Friday morning. WBZ reported. The victim says it was a miracle that the situation was not worse. She is in a lot of pain, but is also thankful to be home after being slammed to the ground in a disturbing video. By the time I realized I was in the air and I thought to myself, I might die right now, said victim Haley Soares. Okay, so let's peep that name first of all. Okay, the last name is Portuguese. Okay, and I have to look up the first name to see what it is, because if she's got kids, she's probably married, and that could be her husband's last name. But I need to look up that first name and get a bearing on that. But I'm gonna go and finish reading because this is what stood out. Like I said, having been in the military and understanding how to take how to investigate certain crime scenes having been security and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. There are certain questions that you ask, okay? And like I said, back to my own incident, the person that wrote me up, because it was a two-man police response that came to the accident that I was in, and one guy was talking to the crowd, and who wrote it up, but his partner was going by the fact of just what the evidence showed. She been hit on the side, but since she came out of the stop sign, it was actually her responsibility to make sure, because speed was never a thing. So I was never charged with speeding on the roadway or anything like that. So speed not being a factor, she's supposed to wait at the stop sign coming from north to south, while I was traveling from west to east, since she had the stop sign and I had no stop sign. Okay, so I was literally at the right of way of her, one, and two, I didn't have a stop sign in the first place. So it wasn't like there was even a conflict of me blowing through a stop sign on my own thing. So that was the way it should have been wrote up, but it wasn't written up like that because, like I said, coercion of the thing. So the narrative was changed to protect her and prosecute me. Okay, but now she says this. She's in a lot of pain, but also thankful to be home after being slammed to the ground in a disturbing video. Now, by the time I realized what I was in the air, and I thought to myself, I might die right now, said Heli Soares. The apparent road rage attack, which happened at a little borough, was so violent that Soares says it is a wonder that she is home from the hospital. Police said a man is seen on cell phone video snatching the petite mom of two young kids out of her car, picking her up, and then slamming her head first on the ground. It was like a weird sensation I felt on my face, and I realized I was on the ground, and I rolled over, and there was blood dripping all over my hands, Soares said. Pictures captured the brutal aftermath. Soares suffered serious injuries to her skull, eye socket. Her knee and foot are broken. She said she could not move them. All I could think was, I'm not going to be able to walk again. I can't even tend to my kids. I can't even walk up a staircase. I can't put my own socks on my foot. So it said. Now, they went on and published this as this with video footage. But like I said, the picture is that of a big black male, or big dark-skinned male slamming a petite, almost would be considered white, unless you look into the names. Female, right? The investigators said the victim had just been in a fender bender with the subject, Glador Kawisia. He was just being a jerk off on the road, Soares said. Okay, so now let's look at that. This is what she said. But she rear-ended him. See what I'm saying? Everybody knows that if you hit somebody from the back, you're the one at fault, first of all. Okay? And all we got is the video of that. Because, like I said, things stopped, scenario jump, guy's got his phone in the thing. He see two people stopped at the thing, and a big black guy gets out of his truck and goes to walk back. He puts his phone in automatic record mode and start recording the incident, or whatever it might be. But we have no footage of what led up to that. Okay? All right. But she says he's been a jerk, but she hit him from the back. Understand that? Okay. After the crash, witness said Kawisa banged on Soares' car and yanked her from it. That is when he grabbed her and threw her down on the pavement. I don't know if he was having a bad day. I don't know what it was, but if that's the type of person, you don't know if he's having a bad day. You just hit him in the back of his car. You just hit him in the back of his truck. How do you not know that he's having a bad day? You just hit him. Fender bender. It's not a major wreck. but it's a fender bender. You smacked him, okay? You smacked his car, and there's no telling what was going on. Like I said, he's too big. He's too big compared to what's going on to be in road rage mode unless somebody's aggravating him. Because you hit him. He got out of his car and walked back to your car. So we don't know if she was in a hurry, blowing a horn, telling him to hurry up, or whatever. Okay? Maybe he was taking his time looking for something, or whatever the case it might be. I don't know. But what I do know is that she's the one at fault for hitting him from behind. Okay? Okay? The suspect faces several charges, including assault and battery. Sources asking the community to pray for her to recover and for everybody to be kind to one another. There's a movie out there where a guy does this, and he was like, it's a courtesy blow as opposed to just this, that, and other. He goes into a rampage and this, that, and other. First of all, you don't know what people are going through. And she done hit his car, and no telling what led up to that part of it in the first place. She's such a small and petite woman. Are you taking your time? Because I've seen some females in trucks drive like they think they own the road. Okay, drive like they think they own the road. Okay, I've seen those as well. So, like I said, I'm just gonna get some scriptures and go from here because I've talked way too long already. Okay, let me get some scriptures. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna go get these scriptures and do this. So let me pull these scriptures up now. Like I said, and I looked up that first name also while I was looking it up. That Haley name, which basically goes back to Hay, which is an old I think British thing or whatever the case might be. So the last name Soros goes back to Portuguese and British or whatever, and her first name goes back to that. Like I said, so there's no telling what triggered this. But as you can see, her vehicle is there. You got two doors. If you look closely, you can see there's two doors here, and there's that and the other. So he got out of his truck or whatever it was and walked back and grabbed her. So I'm gonna let this play a little bit and go from there. Let's see. Come on. But you see, they always want to control the narrative, so. And they would have an Israelite woman reporting it, right? Of course. And now an ad got to come in here, too. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Ah, pharmaceutical. Here we go.
Tonight, the victim told me it is a miracle this wasn't worse. She's in a lot of pain, but thankful to be home after being slammed to the ground. And we have to warn you, the video is disturbing to watch.
By the time I was realizing I was in the air, and I thought to myself, like, I might die.
Now, did y'all just peep the hand gestures that the female reporter was just giving? that pyramid, upside down pyramid sign that Jay-Z used to give and all the time and whatnot these politicians do. Okay. So like I said, all right, so here we go.
Right now.
The road rage attack was so violent, Haley swore.
And here's what's funny. Here's what's funny. What Apostle Tahar talk about. Look at the bra. The bra's got that nose ring that we've been talking about. So see, that nose ring is some wicked shit to begin with. So yeah, she's probably got some fly ass mouth, and she flipped off. And the guy was huge, and she thought she could talk shit to him anyway. And this, that, and the other after she hit him from behind. Look at the nose ring.
Suarez says it's a wonder she's home from the hospital. This morning, police say a man is seen on cell phone video snatching the petite mom of 2 young kids out of her car, picking her up, and then slamming her head first on the ground.
It was like a weird sensation I felt on my face. And that's when I realized I was on the ground, and I rolled over, and there was blood dripping all over my hands.
And pictures showed the brutal aftermath. Haley suffered a very serious injury to her skull.
Look at them thin ass lips and whatnot, and that's skin. So yeah, this is probably a Karen and whatnot in the process of when you really take a good look at it and whatnot. Cause I'm not getting any kind of flavor off of and whatnot in that sense. But go ahead, I'm just gonna let this go.
And I thought to myself, like, I might die right now.
The road rage attack was so violent, Haley Suarez says it's a wonder she's home from the hospital. This morning, police say a man is seen on cell phone video snatching the petite mom of 2 young kids out of her car, picking her up, and then slamming her head first on the ground.
It was like a weird sensation I felt on my face. And that's when I realized I was on the ground, and I rolled over, and there was blood dripping all over my hands.
And pictures showed the brutal aftermath. Haley suffered a very serious injury to her skull and eye socket. Her knee and foot are broken. She says she couldn't move them.
All I could think was, I'm probably never going to be able to walk again. I can't even tend to my kids. I can't even walk up a staircase. I can't put my own sock on my foot.
Getting a second 911 call on this thing. There's a fight involved there. 3 of them sick. We need an ambulance here.
And all that violence for what? Investigators say the victim had just been in a fender bender with the suspect, Gladior Quasia.
He was just being a jerk off on the road.
Haley says she accidentally hit his car from behind along Route 1 and Route 1A. After the crash, witnesses say Quasia banged on Haley's car, yanked her from her car, and that's when he grabbed her and threw her down on the pavement.
I don't know if he was...
So, like I said, so I read this before. She don't know if he was having a bad day and this, that, and other. So let me get these scriptures here and go from here. First of all, first scripture I'm going to hit is going to be, let me see. Let me go and get this. Come on. First scripture I'm going to get is going to be Matthew. And I'm sorry it took so long to set this up. But like I said, I can see it from this point of view that I'm seeing it from because of the fact that, like I said, I was charged with something when I wind up shouldn't have been being charged in the first place. So let me go and get this. This is, first of all, and there was no way I could get justification after the fact because of, like I said, that pandemic and what had happened then. So we got 1 Timothy 2, 12 to 14. Let's go to 12. Here we go. I'm sorry, 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer a woman not to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Okay? For Adam was first formed, and then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. So she was the one that broke the law. Okay, see what I'm saying? This woman broke the law. But the man is the one that's being charged. And we don't know what happened before that. So all we got is her side of the story. Like all they had, well, they didn't even get my side of the story for the most part. They listened to her and ignored the actual law of the stop sign that she was supposed to have been stopped at when this whole happened with me. Okay, so now let's go to the next scripture. I'm going to run through these real quick now that it's been set up like this. I can jump through these scriptures real quick, though. Jeremiah 31, 22. Jeremiah 31 and 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. A woman shall be put above a man. And how did that happen? With all these laws under Esau's kingdom. What it says, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. If not, who and where is he? The Lord tells you who the wicked is. And then condescending tell you, if I'm telling you he's this person and you think he's not, then you tell me who he is. Who's fulfilling all these things? Who's putting these wicked decrees and everything in the planet? And this, that, and the other. So Jeremiah again. I'm going to go to 10 and 2. Thus said the Lord, Jeremiah 10 and 2, thus says Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. I'm just going to deal with the first part of it until the first comment. Learn not the way of the heathen. Usurping authority and putting a woman over a man, which usurps his authority, and this, that, and the other, and then she can hide behind 911 and all this other kind of stuff. You saw the size difference between her and him, okay? He was being a jerk on the road, but you hit him from behind. So why wasn't you giving? First of all, why wasn't you giving him enough space? Ain't the rule of thumb is that you're supposed to be giving enough space, that you're supposed to be able to stop no matter what he's doing or what's going on. The person in front of you is supposed to have enough room to be able to stop whatever it is might be, and you not hit them from behind. So what was she doing? Tailgating them, pushing them, this, that, and the other, the whole deal. See what I'm saying? She hit him from behind. So she was supposed to give him enough space that even if he stopped, she shouldn't have hit him. Period. That's the rule of the law. That's the rule of the road. As if you're going down the highway, what they tell you, 1001, 1002, you're supposed to give yourself at least a 2000 count in between your speed. So you're supposed to judge your speed based off of who's in front of you and pick a marker, a line, or something that's on the road, and count to yourself 1001, 1002, and that's supposed to give you enough travel distance to be able to stop. If they have to hit their brakes, you can hit your brakes. So that's that as well. But obviously they wasn't adhering to that. Okay, now let's go and deal with this. I'm gonna run through these quick now that I've got it up and going. This is Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, when the morning is like they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. What was that? All that feminism and everything that they brought here in America in the late 60s or so and whatnot through Gloria Steiner and all this other kind of stuff would wind up being a fucking CIA operative and this, that, and other. They wanted to be able to split the families and do this and do that for the Israelite male, but now it's been carried over even into their own thing where they woman, this Edomite now woman is calling him the colonizers and this, that, and the other. So this is taking heed and holding them. And it says that the curses will pass. So the evilness that our woman will look upon us is not the evilness that they're looking upon on their men, but at the same time, the usurping of authority. So a woman doesn't honor the man or men in society now. They think they can talk to him like any kind of way. Like I said, why the hell would she think that she could even talk to a man of this size any kind of way? He didn't just get out of his truck and snap. She probably was blowing horns, like I said, and if nothing else, she should have gave him enough room. Why the hell you stop like that? It don't matter why he stopped or whatever. She's supposed to give him enough room that if he stopped, she shouldn't have hit him. Period. Okay, let me go here. Job, but she'll turn around and tell him, why the hell you stop in the middle of the road and this, that, and other, and all this other kind of shit. Job 39:17, because God hath deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted unto her understanding. So she's not even dealing with the rules of the road, okay? Like I said, that whole thing with Eve, one law, don't do this. The rules of the road. Give yourself enough space that you can stop. So how did she wind up hitting him from behind? Huh? How did she hit him from behind? Okay? A fender bender. Okay? See how they play it down, a fender bender. But she hit him from behind. Because he's in front of her when he gets out. He's in front of her when he gets out. And she hit him. Okay? And she said she hit him. Okay? But he was having a bad day. Last scripture. Matthew, last scripture. Matthew 5:25. Okay? Matthew 5:25. Agree with thy adversary quickly. And she didn't even have the ability to de-escalate the situation. He got all the way out of his car. He got all the way out of his truck because it looked like it was two trucks, whatever, a SUV and a truck probably. He got all the way out of his thing, walked back to her, and snatched her out of her thing. She couldn't de-escalate. Okay. Why couldn't she de-escalate it? I'm sure he looked back there and saw that she was small or whatever. But what did she say before that to enrage him like that? Okay, agree with thy adversary, because this is in red. So this is what Yahweh Shai tells us to do, and we've used this, and I've used this plenty of times as far as agree quickly while thou is in the way with him, least at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Okay? See what I'm saying? That wasn't exercise, and now he's the bad guy. You see, they had no problem putting his face up there either. He's the big black man that slammed this little bitty woman to the thing. Okay. Ill regards of what she did beforehand, the narrative. Got to have somebody of a dark complexion to be that, to be the bad guy. Got to be the bad guy. So I hope that's edifying for you all to understand that, like I said, this is what these people do. And they're going to push stories like this because they got to demonize the so-called male of color, period. So I hope that that's edifying, understand the times that you're in, and a demonization that's going to come upon us as males of Israelite descent in this society, as we said, and this is going to be the thing that's going to be going on. So with that, use wisdom and put your antennas on high alert for the demons and what they're going to be trying to get you to go off on and whatnot, so they can hem your ass up. Okay. So with that, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakatah. To the apostles, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, Shabbat Shalom, to the apostles and elders of JMS out of New York and the elder bishops out of Connecticut. Double honors because they do rule well. Brethren is out here teaching this truth. Do so in sincerity, in clarity, and prophecy, and prophesize, and be in prophecy, be occupied in prophecy. For the hopeful elect, I hope that's edifying. Okay? And for the rest of the world, above the ball.